Hello, hello, hello. I think I'm live. Welcome to Feel at Home Anywhere in the World. Today we talk about the big, vast topic of how to go from fitting in to belonging. For those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Fra Panella and I am a community gatherer, a group facilitators and a belonging coach. And I work with women who have moved to a new country and I support them to bring their cultural difference at center stage, so that they can embrace their prismatic identity and stop looking out there for belonging and instead beginning a beautiful journey of belonging to themselves. And yes, today we're going to give you a little bit of a flavor of what I do. If you are here and watching live, please give me a like or a heart so that I can see who you are. And otherwise, I'll type replay in the chat if you're watching later on. Hello Cassie, lovely to see you here today. It's nice that you're here. And yes, so today the questions are: how can I not hide, or how can I hide the pieces of me that makes me different from others, or how can I squeeze into the mold? Oh, hi Fuzzy, nice to see you. How can I squeeze into this mold of this culture, or how can I be accepted into this new place? How can I be included in these conversations? If you have ever had any of these questions, or a variety, a different variety of these questions going around in your head, then please know that you're not alone in feeling this pressure of fitting in. And yeah, so if you do have ever heard this, please type in pressure so that I know that we are together. And yeah, so if you ever had any variety of this question, just know that is really common and is really normal, because our collective experience has really told us that the way to succeed is to conform to the should-dos and the should-bes. And there seems to be a really clear sense of what is acceptable and what isn't. However, there's and that is not necessarily the best way to be authentic to ourselves or to the people that we love. But we all have had an experience of this, even without moving country. We all have had an experience at school, at work, at the gym, of the pressure of fitting in. And so, yeah, be reassured that you're not alone. Be assured that it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And let's think about, what does it feel like to move to a new country? Oh, hi Bettina, lovely to see you here. Hi. Moving to a new country or moving to a new city or a new place, it can pose very similar situations in our head, and because it's about moving from a familiar place to an unfamiliar one. And for some people, for some of us, especially when that is a choice, if the relocation is our own choice, moving to somewhere new can feel really exciting and even energizing, and we kind of thrive off the newness of it, right? If that's you, write units. But for others of us, it might be they're moving to a new place has kind of heightened what is lacking. It's heightening all the things that we value and they're not there, you know. And if that's you, and that when you relocated, you felt more the lack of things, just right, lacking. Oh, hi, Joanna. Lovely to see you here. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, so there is different way of reacting to a relocation, right? They can be more enthusiastic or more challenging, also depending on what is your motivation behind. But either ways, the pressure to fit in the new values, the new norms, the new unwritten rules or ways of beings, it can be huge. It can be really challenging to keep hold of our authentic self and our roots, where we come from, you know. And it can be so confusing that sometimes we might lose the sense of inner compass that give us a direction on what are the next moves, if you like, decisions. So how do we shift the focus from fitting in something external to belonging to ourselves? How do we go from fitting, you know, how do we go from being so focused on the outwards to being focused on us, first of all? So the first thing is, I have a few steps, but the first things, I'm just going to name it, we're not going into it because it's huge, is resisting assimilation and work really hard at integrating in the new context, but do not lose where you come from and who you are and all the things that make up your authentic self by fully and completely assimilating in the main culture. I'll do another live on this another time. So that is the one thing that I want to name. And then I brought you a graph. I'm a kind of a visual person, so I've done you a graph. I don't know whether you can actually see it and read it, but this is the graph. So up here is belonging, and down here is uniqueness, okay? And so down here is when you don't have much of either of them. Here you have a little bit of belonging. And here you don't have belonging, but you have a lot of uniqueness. Anyway, when you're at the bottom, you're invisible, okay? You don't feel like you belong to a place or to a culture or to a situation. And also, you don't feel like people know your authentic self. At the other side here, you are showing who you are and all the different things that make you, but you haven't found a way to really kind of belong or fit into the situation. And so you can feel a little bit insular. People know who you are, but they don't necessarily relate with you in the same way that you'd like it to be. At the top up here, you might feel like you have fit in fully, but you have lost your authentic sides, the things that make you. So you're kind of incomplete. You've done one bit, but left the other one behind. And up here in this part of the page is when you have a high level of belonging and a high level of uniqueness, and that is when you feel included and you feel accepted and valued for who you are, okay? So I'll put a picture of this in the comments below if you want to have a look at it. But basically, we all want to move towards this graph up here where we are included, okay? And to do that, step number one is knowing what are our values. What are the things that are close to our heart? What is it that really, really matters to us? Now, the internet is in so much stuff on the internet to tell you how can you discover your values. Doesn't need to be very complicated. Take 5 minutes, piece of paper and a pen, draw a heart in the middle of the page, and just write at the top of your head, what are the things that are really close to your heart? What are the things that really matter to you? And then if you want, you can come back and review it. But put a timer on your phone. Give yourself just 5 minutes and write it down. Okay? And then the other step that is really important in shifting from fitting in to belonging is shifting your attention, as we were saying before, from outwardly to inwardly. And so it's about connecting in. Connect in on 4 levels, as I said in my first video. Connect in with community, with the people around you, not everybody and everyone, but with the people that are your people, that are the people that really share your values. And they might be close to you or they might be far away from you, but wherever we are, we can always find our people, okay? So it's about connecting with our community. It's about, if you're watching now, please give me a like so that I can see that you're here, and welcome. Sorry, I got distracted because it popped up a comment saying that Laura, you want to be in my video. I can't have you in my video this time, but I can invite you another time, no problem. What I was saying, connecting, we're talking about connecting with our community, then it's about connecting with our landscape and with our natural environment and really getting to know the land that we live on, not just the city, not just the reference point in a city, but also the reference points in the countryside. Because once that you enter a relationship of reciprocity with the natural environment, your relationship with that land is going to change fundamentally. And I can talk about this another time. Again, this is more about giving you a flavor and an introduction, okay? And then it's about really connecting with our body, which ultimately is our home, and really being able to tune in and listen to what it needs and act in response to that. Not just listen and ignore, listen and act on it, right? And then the other level of connecting in is to connect with our higher self. Now, I know that for some of us, it can be kind of a sensitive topic, but we all have access to our higher self. For some of us is God, for some of us is source, for some of us is nature. Whatever is your way to connect with your higher self, just keep it close to you and create time alone in solitude to cultivate that relationship, so that then you can hear advice that otherwise would be lost in the noise. Okay, so these are the main points and suggestions from shifting in, from shifting from fitting in to belonging. Just to summarize, be mindful and really aware of assimilation. Work for integration rather than assimilation. Remember the graph, I'm going to put it down, and remember that you want to be up here when you feel included, when you have a high level of belonging and a high level of uniqueness of your authentic traits. Okay, and the facts that make you you. Your values, be clear about what your values are. Do the little exercise with the heart. And then connect in. If what I said today to you resonate with you and with your way of thinking, I'd love to know. And if there are things that have sparkled other ideas or suggestions, please let me know too. I'm really curious to know how all of this is landing on you. And I will come back every Tuesday in this space around lunchtime to deliver you other short little trainings packed with ideas and suggestions on how to deepen your relationship with belonging, your relationship with yourself. It has been a pleasure to be here, and I'm quite excited. I have not coughed once despite COVID, and I will see you all soon. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, have a lovely day. Bye bye.